Okay, so let's unpack this. A lot of us in the RC world, we grab batteries and we think, well, more power equals better, right? Especially for something critical like a radio controller.
Hmm.
You see a name like Powerchamp RX, AA, sounds impressive. You might think, that's the one. That's the secret sauce for my transmitter.
Exactly. But it's often not that simple.
So today we're doing a deep dive into these specific Tamiya Powerchamp RX batteries, and you might be surprised to find out why this supposed powerhouse is probably, well, a terrible choice for that job.
Right. That's really our mission here today. Let's deconstruct why this battery may be great for one thing is just, wrong for your transmitter.
Okay.
We'll look at the tech, compare it to what actually works, and figure out what keeps your signal solid and your gear safe. There's a reason why powerful isn't always right.
All right, let's start at the beginning then. What exactly are these Powerchamp RX batteries? Because the name implies something special.
Yeah, it does, but fundamentally, they are alkaline cells, your standard everyday AA battery tech, the IEC, the International Electrotechnical Commission, they call them LR6.
So not lithium, not some fancy chemistry.
No, just alkaline, nominal voltage, 1.5 volts per cell. Pretty standard stuff, really, despite the branding.
Okay, but Tamiya makes them, so they must be good for something, right? What's their intended use?
No, that's the key point. They are absolutely engineered, very carefully in fact, for Tamiya's Mini 4WD racing cars. Tiny little things, but demanding.
Mini 4WD. Okay, so what do those need?
They need high current, but for short bursts. Think like a really strong starting dash off the line.
Right, like a drag race.
Sort of, yeah. And also maintaining power-up slopes in the track. They're designed specifically to minimize what we call voltage sag.
Voltage sag. That's the dip in power when you demand a lot from the battery all at once.
Exactly. So these are premium alkalines, no doubt, but built for that very specific high-drain short burst niche.
Okay, so high drain niche. Got it. Now let's switch gears to the transmitter. That's not high drain, is it?
Not at all. Transmitters are fundamentally low-drain devices. Think about what's inside. A little microprocessor, maybe an LCD screen, the radio module sending the signal.
Yeah, it's mostly just electronics thinking, not like spinning a motor really hard.
Precisely. They sip power. We're talking maybe 100, perhaps 200 milliamperes, typically. And it's a pretty stable, constant draw, not those big peaks and troughs like a motor.
So using a battery designed for massive bursts in a device that just sips constantly sounds like a big mismatch. Is there any upside?
Honestly, no.
Yeah.
It's not efficient. If we zoom out a bit, look at the bigger picture. You're paying a premium price for that high discharge capability.
Which the transmitter never asks for.
Never. It's like buying super expensive running shoes just to walk slowly around the house. They'll work, sure, but it's kind of pointless and you've wasted money.
That makes sense. Okay, so it's inefficient, costs more. Are there actual problems it can cause beyond just wasting money? Any real risks?
Oh, absolutely. This is where it gets more serious than just cost. There are critical drawbacks. First off, alkaline batteries, all of them, have this sloping voltage curve.
Meaning the voltage drops steadily as you use them.
Right. Unlike, say, a good rechargeable, which holds this voltage much flatter for longer. So with an alkaline, your transmitter's low voltage warning, it's going to go off way earlier.
Even though there's still juice left in the battery.
Yep. Significant unused capacity gets left behind because the voltage dropped below the radio's threshold. So shorter usable runtime per battery.
Okay, less runtime, higher cost per use.
Yeah.
What else? You mentioned something more serious.
Yes. The big one? Risk of leakage. This is the real danger, especially for expensive gear. Alkalines are, well, notorious for eventually leaking potassium hydroxide.
That's that white crusty stuff you sometimes see.
That's the one. It's highly corrosive. If that leaks inside your transmitter, it can cause serious, often irreparable damage to the circuit boards, the contacts, everything. I've seen radios ruined by leaky alkalines.
Yikes. Okay, definitely don't want that happening to my transmitter. So Powerchamps are out for radios. What should we be using then if my radio takes AA batteries?
Good question. For AA-powered transmitters, the absolute gold standard these days is low self-discharge nickel-metal hydride cells, LSD, NiMH. Think Panasonic Eneloops, that kind of thing.
Eneloops, yeah, I heard of those. Why are they better?
Two main reasons. One, they hold their charge for ages, like months and months when you're not using them, so they're always ready to go.
Unlike older rechargeables that went flat in the drawer.
Exactly. And two, they provide much better long-term value. You recharge them hundreds, even thousands of times, much cheaper than constantly buying disposables.
Makes sense. What about transmitters that use dedicated packs, not AAs?
Right. For those, you've got options too. Often lithium iron phosphate packs, that's Life PO4, or just Life are a great choice.
Life. Why those?
They're known for being safer than some other lithium types, and their voltage is often a good match for radios originally designed for, say, 8 nm cells. A 3-cell Life pack is about 9.9 volts.
Okay. And the other option, LiPo.
Lithium polymer, or LiPo, yes. They offer the absolute highest energy density, meaning the longest run times usually. But, and this is critical,
Here comes the warning.
yes, you must pay attention to voltage compatibility. This is super important. You can't just stuff any battery pack in there.
Why not?
Because if you use a pack with a voltage higher than what the transmitter is designed for, like putting an 11.1 volt 3-cell LiPo into a radio, expecting maybe 9.6 volts from NIM-H's, you can instantly fry the internal electronics. Poof, dead radio.
Ouch. Okay, so always check the manual for the acceptable voltage range.
Always.
Yeah.
Non-negotiable. And one last thing for an emergency backup.
Yeah. Like, what if my main batteries die unexpectedly at the field?
Keep a set of fresh primary lithium AA batteries. Not Li-ion rechargeables, but the disposable lithium ones, often called Li-OVs too.
Why those specifically for backup?
Incredible shelf life, like 10 years or more.
Yeah.
And they have very flat discharge curve, so they deliver consistent power until they're nearly empty. Perfect for that emergency stash.
Got it. All right, so wrapping this up, what's the main takeaway here? What does this all mean for, the average RC user looking at batteries?
I think the core idea is, well, it's about matching the tool to the job, right? Don't just assume more power or a fancy name like Powerchamp. Automatically means better for every application.
Especially not for low-drain devices like transmitters.
Precisely. Battery chemistry and design matter. Using the wrong type isn't just inefficient. It can be costly, give you less runtime, and even damage your gear.
So resist the hype, understand the application.
Exactly. Choosing the right battery. It's not just about getting peak performance. It's really about reliability, getting good value over time, and fundamentally protecting your equipment.
Makes perfect sense.
And maybe, a final thought for everyone listening. How often do we just grab a generic solution without really thinking about the specific needs of the device? What other simple choices, maybe outside of RC, might have these hidden inefficiencies or risks if we stopped and, did a deep dive, something to chew on?